Hey, welcome to Mind Your Own Biz, the podcast where we help small business owners with big dreams build something authentically you. I'm Alicia Yervis, educator, marketer, designer, nacho enthusiast, and your big sister in business. I'm excited for us to have this cozy spot to chat. Each episode, we'll tackle candid conversations, actionable tips, and a few fun tangents to help you run your business your way. Because business is always personal, no matter what anyone says. So grab your iced coffee or those nachos and let's get started. Well, hello there. Welcome back to another episode of Mind Your Own Biz. My name is Alicia Yervis and I am your host. Holy crap, it's been over a month since I published my last episode. So, for those of you who've been listening, you know I have been producing this podcast since November 2024. That's when we kicked things off. And I was so proud of myself because I was publishing one episode a week since then. And so, uh, in August of 2025, I published episode 35, and I've just been having so much fun doing the podcast. However, the only reason I was able to publish episodes 35, 34, 33, 32 was because I had them in the can ready to go already because I got sick in August. I came down with some sort of crazy bronchial situation that lasted into the middle of September. As I'm recording this today, it is September 25th. Um, it was not COVID. It was some sort of, I don't know what, but it knocked me on my butt. And I just want to acknowledge that I know it has been a minute since I've come to you with an episode here, but not just with, it didn't just knock me on my butt for podcasting. It knocked me on my butt for everything else in my business and my life. And the more that I was kind of like on the sidelines, like quote unquote, waiting to feel better, um, it started messing with my head too. I started feeling just like not in the game, not focused, not joyful, not just like, just blah, like full on, like a lump on a log, like a potato, like just really not feeling it. I was not reaching out to friends. I was not sending emails, as I'm sure you've noticed. I really haven't emailed much in the last month or so, if at all. And I kind of just like, I literally felt like my body just like paused everything for me. Um, and it was a very weird feeling. I'm very happy to say that all the bronchial stuff is done now. Another reason I didn't want to like record and publish during that time is because I didn't want to hack up a lung as I'm trying to interview somebody or trying to just do a solo episode, right? That doesn't sound very good. And I would have to be editing out like every third word because I have like a, disgusting coughing mucus fit. Okay, TMI. Oh well. So yeah, like my body just stopped. Like I stopped kind of socializing. I stopped marketing. I still had some client projects going and, I was still getting together with, my family for various celebrations. My mom turned 70. We had a great family dinner. And my little nephew turned 2. And so, it's been so much fun like doing those celebrations. And we had a big, huge family reunion over the last couple weeks. And I went on a quick whirlwind vacation with my parents to Wildwood slash Cape May. And I'm so glad that I did because that was like after I had felt better, but I still wasn't like back in the zone work wise. And I think that that was an excellent way to cap off my summer and kind of close a chapter on this, like, what the frig am I doing? Zone that I've been in for the last like 2-ish months. And I want to thank those of you who have reached out because honestly, like I should have thought of it and I'm just being honest that I didn't. I should have kind of, let folks know what was going on and that I was alive and that, I'm just kind of pausing. But a bunch of you had reached out to me and, texted me, emailed me, called me. Sidebar, don't call me. I hate phone calls. But no, I really appreciate it. I would have done, the same uh if I had if I had thought of it, but I didn't because I just was so out of it. So this particular episode is it's going to be a quickie episode. But it's kind of like me getting back into the flow, back into the vibe, and this is going to be more of just like a check-in life update, not really like typically structured kind of thing. So, first, where have I been and what's been going on, life update wise. So I already gave you kind of a highlights reel there, but um business has been so-so. But in general, as I've shared many times, in my groups and, with my colleagues and friends and stuff, this year has been tough. It's been tough for everybody. Um, or maybe not everybody, but I'm hearing that a lot from you. And it's just uncertain, and scary and slow. And it's hard to plan for that. Um, but the good thing is that I still have so much stuff that I still want to do. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And that kind of keeps me going with business. Like, I have plans, like I have things that I am working to launch behind the scenes, that I am brainstorming and planning that I can't wait to be able to finally tell you all about. Um, but I'll get to that in a minute. So, yeah, like I said, this summer, kind of a normal summer. I'm here on the Jersey Shore, so, I'm in Bruce Springsteen country, which of course I love. And it was just Bruce Springsteen's birthday 2 days ago. Happy birthday, Bruce. He's got a big box set coming out for those of you who care. Pretty big deal. And he filmed a lot of video content for the box set at my old stomping grounds at Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, where I worked for 8 years. Very cool to see that footage, see him sitting on that stage. I miss that place. I have lots of friends there still. So anyway, special times here in Bruce Springsteen country, and I just wanted to give him a little shout out there. Um, but anyway, summer, pretty chill, did lots of fun stuff. Um, and always brainstorming, always thinking of, what's next? What do I want to do with my business? But absolutely prioritizing spending time with family, and my close friends. And actually, as of this taping right now, I'm getting together with dinner later tonight with a friend that I haven't seen since January, which is pathetic on both of our parts. She knows who she is. Um, so we are gonna go to Outback, and it's gonna be fun to get together with her now that I'm feeling better. I had some fun client projects this summer. Um, I released a new freebie, which is called OMG, It's So Me. And that's been fun to get out there into the universe. I'm actually going to be promoting it in a bigger way this fall. But that was something that was been like kind of waiting inside me for a long time to put out there. And basically, it's like a guide to help you personalize your brand, your content, and your business vibe. Um, and it helps you uncover your quirks and your magic so that you can infuse all of that goodness into your brand and your business and attract those kindred spirit dream clients, because I hear all the time how, oh, I have no idea what makes me unique. And I am just here to lovingly call BS on that, because you are unique, you are special, your business needs that. You are not made to be like everybody else, right? So if you're interested in grabbing that guide, head to aliciayurvis.com/OMG. I'm going to put that in the show notes as well. But that was a cool thing to launch this summer, and I'm happy that that's out in the universe. I launched another thing that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. But other than that, like I said, my little nephew turned 2. His name is Jack. He is just like the best. He's such a joyful spot in my life. I am obsessed with him. I am literally obsessed with him. Um, I have like running out of space on my phone for all of the pictures and videos of him. He just cracks me up. His favorite song is Ghostbusters. He's obsessed with that song. His poor parents. But I'm just having so much fun watching him grow up. I'm also his godmother, so very, very special to have him live only 10 minutes away. And, sometimes I'll call up my brother and my sister-in-law, and I'm like, I'm bored. Can I come over? And I'll just go play with Jack. So that's so much fun. And then, yeah, both my parents turned 70 over the summer. They had some, celebrations for them and spent time with them. And that's a big milestone. And that was really fun and special. And yeah, every September around my parents, or around towards the end of September, my parents for years have been going to Wildwood and Cape May. And I was just having such a meh kind of summer and just like low energy and just, blah. Like you ever just feel blah, where you're just like you're blank, and you're just bleh. I don't even know like what word that is, but I'm sure you know that sound, bleh, right? And I was so grateful that they invited me to come crash for a couple days, get some salt spray, go in the pool, eat some chowder, all that stuff. So that was really fun too. Um, but man, I just did not expect to be so taken down by all of this, all that coughing and tissues and lozenges and hot tea and blah, blah, blah. Like every year, historically, like I famously get a summer cold and it's so annoying. But this was like turbo. Um, so yeah, like I said, like because of that, I just have been feeling a little lost. I've been feeling a little knocked off kilter. Um, and I really, really um, needed to kind of realign, reconnect, and get my mojo back, for lack of a better phrase, uh, with my business and my direction and what I want to do. And so, some of the things that I was working on this summer with clients, really lit me up. I was able to work one-on-one with, um, my awesome client Jen through a VIP Voxer month package. And it's basically like a 30-day container where, we kick off with an Empower Hour session, the two of us, kind of chatting through a bunch of different things. And then for the next 30 days, we talk on Voxer, which is like kind of like a walkie-talkie app that I'm obsessed with. Check it out if you don't know about it, Voxer.com, or check it out in the app store of your choice. But anyway, it's kind of like a little container for like to have me in your back pocket, helping you strategize, plan, brainstorm. Um, Something that has always been said to me over the years, even before I started my own business, like when I was in working in the different theaters and stuff, literally people would come up to me all the time and say, "Can I just pick your brain? Like, I need your ideas. I need Alicia in this meeting. She has great ideas." And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. That's literally what was always said to me over the years, and I take great pride in that. And that was like one of the reasons that I started not only my business, but the Empower Hour sessions that I offer as a standalone thing, which is aliciayurvis.com/empower hour if you're interested in booking one of those. But I wanted to take it further because one of the things that I love so much about the Empower Hours is kind of that live back and forth discussion of whatever the person is dealing with or trying to plan or going through or trying to figure out. I love that live back and forth. That was always one of my favorite parts of my course cohorts as well. Like when I would have the group coaching calls on Zoom with my students and or like a Q&A session at the end of a live workshop. Like I love having that FaceTime or that solo one-on-one time to help you hash something out or to just let you pick my brain, let me be a sounding board for you. Because it's hard, like when we're working on our business, like we can get in our silos. It's very kind of isolating sometimes. And quite frankly, you're the ones closest to you don't get it most of the time, I mean, maybe they own their own businesses too and they get it. And, I'm speaking out of turn, but I mean, in general, right? Like it doesn't mean that your best friend, your spouse, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your neighbors, your friends are really going to understand everything that we go through as entrepreneurs and what it entails and the ups and downs and also maybe not agreeing with your choices, your decisions, not understanding why the hell you do what you do, why we make these decisions or why we choose these spirally paths. Um, and so by offering up uh the ability to chat together, have us collaborate in those different ways has been so meaningful to me because I do get it. I get it. And being able to just kind of help you, tell you, hey, like I can't make the decisions for you. I don't know how this is going to pan out, but here's what I would say, or here's what happened to me when that happened to me. Here's what I would suggest, Um, I really just get so much out of that. It lights me up, and I just had the best time. Um, Working with my client over the summer on that. And I want to do so much more of that type of work. Um, it's so fulfilling to me. And I feel like it makes such an impact in the other person's business as well, because those folks are ready and willing to take action, to put things to implement things. Even if it takes time, which of course it does. And that kind of reciprocal back and forth where we're figuring something out together, and then I get to watch behind the scenes as they implement or as they experiment and test things out. Like, it's great. I love it so much. And so in thinking about that, and thinking about the other things that I've been, working on and rolling out over the last couple years with the education side of my business, right? Like the courses, the workshops, the educational download resources, and all that kind of stuff, even this podcast. Um, that is just such a joyful space for me. And I really want to do more of that. And so it has me looking at my business. It has me looking at the things that I currently offer in my business and the structure, and just kind of like marinating on some things. I was telling my virtual assistant, Caitlin, everything's kind of like a big sparkly question mark right now. Like, for those of you who don't know, like I do design websites, I do design branding, I do create content marketing, or what am I saying? Social media content strategies. I do email marketing. I do lots of different things. But that one-on-one side of things has been really lighting me up more lately. And I don't know what that means yet. I'm not here to like make some big announcement or something. I feel like, some tides shifting in me, possibly, um, for future offerings, uh, maybe sunsetting certain things or phasing certain things out, or just kind of pausing on some offerings to launch some other stuff in this other like focus. So anyway, I just wanted to hop on here today and just share, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, but I'm thinking, and I'm marinating, and I'm a sparkly question mark, like rotating in the sky. Um, and that's the other thing I want to share with you and say to you is that businesses evolve, businesses change, people evolve, people change. And as the owner of your business and, the head honcho and all that stuff, you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to choose a new path, or, try something new. Like I just, uh, was it yesterday? I have to give a shout out. Wait, I have to pull it up. I wasn't prepared, but I just thought of this just now. Um, Yesterday, I'm on an email list for, this woman. She's in Australia, I think. Her name's Leonie. And her emails are everything. They are so much fun. She is just like, I just love her style. She's very colorful, very vibrant, very flowy, which I just love so much. And one of the things, I want to make sure you get her name correctly. It's Leonie Dawson, LeonieDawson.com, Leonie Dawson. And she has these amazing newsletters. Well, anyway, at the bottom of her newsletter yesterday, she had a section that said the beauty of experiments. And I shared this on an Instagram story if you saw it. She says, for me, I've started reframing everything as experiments. Life experiments, business experiments, creativity experiments. It feels like it takes so much pressure off to decide correctly, and instead play and see what happens. Offering this up to you in case it's helpful to you too. And I feel like that arrived in my inbox at like the most perfect time, you know, as I'm that rotating sparkly question mark. Um, and I just love what she said about taking the pressure off. And so I'm sharing that with you through Leonie, um, because I think that could be helpful for all of us, whether it's business related or life related, but to just play and try things and it to not put so much pressure on the result or the meaning of what it is, like just kind of giving yourself permission to play and try and experiment. And so that's kind of my mindset as I'm heading into fall. Um, and working to kind of get my my mojo back, get my energy juice back, um, so that I can start sharing, some of these new ideas, these new thoughts, these new services, these new whatevers with all of you guys. Get my social media posts going again, get my emails going again, get my podcast stuff going again. I want to do much more on YouTube this year. Like I have lots of plans and things. Um, and it's an experiment. It's all an experiment. And I'm sure that some of you can relate to what I'm saying right now, like when you're just feeling stuck, you're feeling like, oh, this isn't working as well as it used to, or I'm just not feeling as joyful about this thing. Just because you're great at something doesn't mean that that's what's best for you or that is what brings you joy. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of thinking about all of this stuff. And in doing that, I came up with this little idea that I want to share with you. Um, if you head to aliciayurvis.com/forward, so aliciayurvis.com/FORWARD, I have been thinking about creating this little space for a long time, and I finally did it. I launched it today, actually, and it's called the Forward-ish Club. Forward-ish Club. And it's basically a soft space to land for those of us that are still trying to show up for our business, even when it feels like a mess. Because as I've been sharing, that feels like that a lot of the time these days. And I know you can relate to that. So I created this little club. By the way, it is free, because I needed this. I've created this because I needed it myself. I've had so many moments where I've just felt stuck. I've felt, like I said, behind. I felt behind. Like behind what? Behind from who? I don't know. Behind according to who says? I don't know. But that pressure from whoever and whatever, just feeling unmotivated, overwhelmed. But I am not a quitter and I am not ready to quit and I'm not going to quit. Like something that I promised myself a long time ago was that I was not going to give up. I knew this was going to be hard and it is so hard. Running this business has been the hardest thing I've ever done. But I still want to do this and I know I still want to do this. So I think I just needed a little space over the summer and maybe it was the sickness that knocked me on my butt and was like, "Hey, you need to just chill for a minute." um and think about some stuff. And I'm embracing that. I embrace that pause that happened. Life hit pause for me, as I shared in a recent, or that was we talked about that in a recent episode with Deb Cooperman about life hitting pause for you. But I have been using that time to just reset, reconnect with certainly my family, but now I'm starting to wake up to reconnecting with my friends, with my audience, with all my listeners, and to just stop feeling so alone in all of the ins and outs of business ownership. And when I talk to other women business owners, they are really feeling the same way. Like, I don't want to give up. I just wish someone else got it. I wish I could just talk and be in the space of someone else who gets it. So I made this space. It's a little pledge that you take. Nothing intense. It's just a little accountability. It's just a gentle reminder you are not alone. You don't have to do this all at full speed to still be moving forward because slow is still a speed. And thank the Lord for that. So, aliciayurvis.com/forward. And here's the deal. This is not a challenge. It's not a course. It's not something you're going to fall behind on. This is just a little opt-in form and a personal commitment for you to keep going, even if it's slow, even if it's sideways. So once you drop your name and your email into the pledge form, um, by the way, it's not a pledge like a donation. It's free. I'm just calling it a pledge. You're taking a pledge. After you fill out the form, you're going to get a welcome email from me. And then I'm going to check in with you here and there through email. Nothing crazy, right? Just No homework or anything like that. I'm just going to nudge you along, see how you're doing. And you're also going to get an invite to a private little Instagram group chat with other folks who took the pledge. And that's it. It's super chill, no pressure, no pushiness, just encouragement and real talk from people who are still in this too. So if you've got those big dreams, you're not giving up on them. Even if you felt stuck or unmotivated or unsure lately, I would love for you to join us and just hit reset with us. Move forward ish. And to say, yeah, I'm still in this. I'm doing it on my terms. So head to aliciayurvis.com/forward, or just aliciayurvis.com/forward. Put your name and email in there. That means that you've taken the pledge, and I will see you inside. We are messy, but we're moving, and you've got people in your corner now. So thank you so much for listening to my little spiel about this new idea. I am announcing it either today or tomorrow. Well, you're getting the first announcement here on the podcast, but I'm probably going to send an email out and a post tomorrow. And I'm just really, really excited. So just know if you've been in a similar headspace about all of this, like, what the hell am I doing? Where the hell is my energy? Like, what is life? What is my business? What do I want to do? Like, all of that kind of stuff. I hear you. I so hear you. And please, please, please shoot me an email or DM me on Instagram. Tell me what you're struggling with. Tell me if you relate to this. I would love, love, love to chat with you about it. And also, I want to remind you too that if you ever have a question that you are interested in me answering possibly on this podcast in a future episode, you can head to aliciayurvis.com/podcast question. There's a little form there, and you might see your question answered in a future episode. So I wanted to make sure to mention that too. All right, my friend, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this check-in. I know I said this was going to be a quickie, and as is usual with me, like I have no sense of time, so obviously it was not quick, but I'm back. This is episode number 36, and you're going to be hearing from me again very, very soon. And I am back in my flow. Weekly episodes coming at you now. I thought about making it season two, like, oh, I meant this. Like, oh, that was just the first season. I'm back with season two. No, I'm keeping it real. You guys, I fell off the horse for a month and change. I'm human, okay? But I'm back. I love this podcast. I have so much fun doing it. So, you'll hear more from me soon. And thank you so much for listening. And yeah, have a great, great, great rest of your week. I'll talk with you soon. Bye. Don't forget, aliciayurvis.com/forward. Join the Forwardish Club.